again for joining us for our Porter double bill. We've had Joe Porter from Canada. Now we're flying across to Germany. Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us today to offer your guidance to the WPG players. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. I love to be here.
Yeah, no, it should be great. And I was trying to think which edition of WPG you were in. I believe it was 2017.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But it doesn't seem that long ago. So we went to where did we go? We went to Copenhagen. Copenhagen, Sweden,
Finland, Russia, actually.
And I know. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, with the ship. It was the first and for now the last time on a ship for me, like on such a huge one.
Yeah. Amazing. I actually went on a holiday like a couple of weeks ago, which was twice as big as that.
Right.
So yeah, they've got a lot bigger. Anyway, I digress. Vanessa, perhaps you could tell us for people watching at home a little bit about yourself. I know you're very active percussionist, and I think for me, like one of the highlights and the reasons that you were selected originally to be in WPG was your clear sort of versatility as a percussionist, like very confident on an array of percussion instruments, and that was really clear from your audition. So, since then, obviously your career has flourished. I didn't know if you could maybe tell people at home a little bit about yourself and your duo and your performing activities.
Of course. Yeah, so my name is Vanessa and I'm living in Stuttgart in Germany. I finished my studies in 2018 and since then I'm working like as a freelance. I teach my whole studies, like I started with 15 years to teach little children and I just stopped when I finished at the Musikhochschule in Stuttgart.
Mm-hmm.
So I have different things what I'm doing. Like I do a solo program, which was more on the focus the last 1 and 2 years. I'm more focused on contemporary music and theatralic things, performance on the solo thing. But I also have a percussion duo with my sister Jessica, where we play the common repertoire for percussion duo. So not too crazy. And yeah, I have a program with a piano player and with a singer, and I just try to do many different things. Work with composers is very important for me, and also create own programs. So during my studies, I did a lot, probably you all did, like I learned a lot of repertoire and I did all these competitions and auditions and stuff. And then I had a huge repertoire for percussion solo. But afterwards, I would not say I was bored. I think that is too hard, but I had the feeling that I want to do my own things. And I think this is very important also for young musicians and students to tell them to find their own profile. And I think it's important to learn all the repertoire. It's really important, as also our instrument is very young. But I think it is also important to understand that Rebord B by Xenakis is not a Beethoven sonata. So it is a great piece and we all should play it, but it's not the holiest thing in the world. So play that, but don't play it 100 times. So go ahead. It's already, 40 years old, this piece. So this is what I'm doing. I try to create my own programs and discover our instrument all the time.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, well, we're going to start on the theatrical point. So this one should be right up your street. We're going to do a little bit of Bad Touch by Casey Cangelosi. Just for those watching, I have just skipped the beginning bit just for online purposes because it is in the dark. So I think that would seem appropriate. So we'll bring on our first artist, Hoi Yin.
Hey.
Hello.
Hoi Yin, I didn't know if you could maybe just tell Vanessa a little bit about yourself quickly.
Hi Vanessa. I think we met in February when you were in London.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I'm now currently a first-year undergrad at the Royal College of Music in London, and I was originally from Hong Kong, studying at the Hong Kong Academy for Performing Arts Junior Music Program as well. So I mainly do marimba, but I'm currently trying to expand my own skill set and repertoire base to other aspects of percussion, and which was one of the reasons why I chose to do Bad Touch as an entry point towards theatrical percussion.
Cool. I think Bad Touch is a good beginning to jump into the world of theatralic pieces. Yeah. So can I just ask, who are your teachers in London?
Sam Walton and Graham King, who does timpani with me, and Daniela Ganiva, who does marimba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so let's hear a little bit of Hoi Yin in action playing Bad Touch.
I'd absolutely no say-so as to what was happening.
The guy I killed intended to kill me, so I killed him before he managed to kill me. He tried, but he failed miserably. Obviously, he's dead.
I can't tell you about it. If you can't see it, then you'll just never know it. Can you see it? It's right here in front of me, right now. Watch.
Which is almost simple as a simple density inside.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?
Someone else's eyes is far, far bigger than you think.
And the dimensions and all the prisms and the rays and everything coming down through you and moving.
Far weirder than you think.
It's here. It's here. It's here. I'm part of it. Can't you see it? It passed right through. Me? I'm living in me. I can't tell you about it. If you can't see it, then you'll just never know.
All right. Well done, Hoyen. Apologies if anyone experienced some strange things with the sound now. I'm just going to go back and check everything. But Vanessa, hopefully you got enough of that to make some comments.
Yeah, I just wondering just with the mute, but we can do it later. I'm not able to mute my sound. Could that be the problem?
Maybe that's the problem. Okay, I'll do it for you. That's fine.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, great job. A really cool piece, and you do it also very, very good. I played it once, and I think there are just a little things I can give you on the way for the, I don't know, last 2%, because you play it for a long time, the piece. I mean, you memorized everything and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So did you also play that in a concert, like in front of audience?
No, but I really hope to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm really afraid that if I do it, the stick will go AWOL and probably drop out of my hands. This is one thing, yeah.
That can happen. I did it in a competition, and I think 5 people played that piece, and it just happened.
Oh.
But if you have 1 or 2 extra sticks on the back of your chair, it's really not a problem, because it's very shaky. I was wondering about the light. I don't remember when I played the piece if it really like comes into my face, so I had all these shadow things in my face, or did it come from here? Where do you have your light? Yeah.
I had it on the floor, and it was upward facing, pointing towards me. So when I practiced it in my room, I didn't have the problem of the shadowy things, because I was actually playing it in front of a mirror with the light. So I could see myself really clearly. But when I went to record, it was all dark.
Yeah.
And I could only see a faint glow coming from beneath me. I could barely see my stick.
Okay. That was just one thing. It's a pity if we don't see you, or if you hide yourself with the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you somehow change this light thing, I think it would be nicer for the audience.
Okay.
Because then we see really clear what you do. And at the very beginning, when you do this smooth movements, can you turn this 8? Then you change your stick. I don't know how you do that. Something like that.
I did it like a little spiral.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was wondering if you can just make this really smooth move more here, like come from here again, because you do this, I think. You just put it in the other hand. And I was wondering if you could something like, to have this thing all the time.
Like just diving in
Yes, diving again.
Okay.
I don't do it as good as you do, but I just want to demonstrate the...
Okay, so it's...
Know what I mean?
Like something like that,
yes.
right? Oh, okay.
I think you did, I'm not sure, but I think you did something like just do this.
Yes.
Yes. I think it's nicer if we just have always this smooth movement, because at the B part, you are very clear and strong. And we could do a bit more of this shaky thing at the beginning, I think. I mean, shaky in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe it's not harder, because you can wait till you are sure you have it, and then you can, you don't have to let it fall like into this hand.
Right.
Maybe it's also a bit more easy, because people don't see if you touch your hands and have this one safe moment and then go on.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And in general, I think the piece is sometimes a bit scary. No, I mean, the text is scary.
Yes.
And if you somehow don't force this scary thing when you are like this, it makes it, just don't force it. I think it's enough if you have a natural face. You don't have to smile or do anything. But maybe also because the light is scary and the text is scary, and there's just one person doing something we don't really understand from the beginning, just to make sure that your muscles and everything is relaxed. So you're just kind of cool, not like you are not like this. I say way too much, but just to tell you what I
Yeah, it makes sense.
and also you can do this a bit more when it comes this a bit more easy part with the drums. Yeah, you can just relax a little bit. It doesn't have to be this focused all the time, because audience only see your face, they don't see your body at all. So we don't have the thing which we usually have with playing percussion, that we are dancing and we have a lot of movement. So you're really dark from here, and they only see your face and the stick.
Right.
So really keep the focus on this. I mean, it's hard what you are doing, and maybe for audience they don't see that it is so hard, but it is hard. I know, I practiced it. But yeah, try that we don't see it, that it's hard.
Okay.
And do you play this part with the stars?
I did not include that in this recording, but because the thing I have with this piece, I don't really see how the lighting at the end fits in with the overall shape and structure of the piece. Like, because I know it's played to a digitized recording of Bach's C major prelude. I know it wants to give this otherworldly aspect with the lights mapping out the horoscopes, but I feel like adding that part may make the piece seem very long, and it's not really tying into the overall structure of the piece, in my own opinion. So yeah, I don't know what your opinion is on this.
I agree with the length of the piece. I think the C part is way too long, because no one understands what you're doing. Not even a specialist in this stars things will recognize this, because it's just too abstract. People don't see. But in general, I love this part because you are like a painter. So I always included it, and I don't know how long it is in total, the C part.
I think it's 3 minutes. I forgot, but
yeah,
it's relatively long.
Yeah. So it seems to be long, but actually it's not too long, as it's only 3 minutes. And even if audience are bored or they don't understand, it's a cool effect for them to only see the lights. And also, they have the lights suddenly in their face.
I think it's looking like 9 minutes in total by what YouTube says. So
the whole piece is 9. Yeah. So this is also cool for the audience if you light them. I would include it. But it's also a thing of perfection. I mean, the whole bad touch is a thing of perfection. We see every stick if you have it like this or if you have it like this. Yeah. And this is also, no, you're doing it great. I mean, yeah, you're really doing great. But sometimes when we just don't fit it good and it's like this, we see it. And this is also with the stars. Like sometimes, I don't know if you know Silence Must Be, a piece by Terry DeMay.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's also with like painting in the air, and you write silence must be. And also always when you go more on the side of your body, we start to move this. So you really have to be like this, especially when you have a light. You see every little angle. You're not in the middle. So I took a really big wall, and I really painted the stars things on this wall to be sure that I'm always in the same position with the light. So just saying that this part is not okay, easy going. I do a little bit of lights to the audience, because sometimes people think, but you directly see if they practice that or not. And you practice the first 2 parts so good. So I think it would be cool to add the C part.
Yeah, I think so too. I might include it in future performances of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That was everything I saw in the video, which I could say, and these are really only little things. So I like that you go more and more to the theatralic thing, because I think music or concert is always theatralic. If I only want to listen to the music, I can turn on Spotify and I have my music. But I go to a concert because I want to see the people. I want to
Yeah.
see how they act, how they play. And it's also a thing when you play like a normal piece for vibraphone. It's so important what we do with our face, with our hands, with our movements. And I think it's a good training to do pieces like Bad Touch. You don't have to play I don't know 10 theatralic pieces in your program, but I think if you do one or two, it also helps for the other pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
cool. So how long did you work on that piece?
5 weeks until I
Oh,
recorded
really?
it. Yes.
Wow. So good job.
Yeah, thank you. It was basically the mirror. I sat every night in front of that mirror, just swinging a stick. It took me 2 weeks to learn how to spin a stick because I was horrible at it.
Yeah, same with me. I had really problems to do that. But
Mhm.
on the other side, you get really fast used to it, no? So at the beginning, it's like driving a car. At the beginning, it's like, oh my God. And after a few times, it's like easy going. So
Yeah.
take the risk that the stick will fall. It's better than to make a safe version.
Yeah.
I've got a question sort of for both of you actually. Like, when you're learning this piece, like, do you literally have your own interpretation from what you see on the score, or do you gain inspiration from like others that have already played it?
So for me, I had the score in front of me. So because Casey had like 5 pages of really intricate and precise performance directions to how
Yeah.
he wants the directions to be the performer to play it. So I tried to follow his directions first, and then I had a laptop with 3 different YouTube videos, and I'm just if I couldn't find follow his original intentions, I would just take inspiration from other performers and try to work out the best solution for how I would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
How
Same
about you?
here. Yeah, same here. It's I think it's always when I learn new pieces, I try to focus on the score and on how I would do it. And afterwards we can watch like 100 of YouTube videos. But I think it's not good to start with the YouTube video of someone.
Yeah, so just sort of get a blend of both is good.
Yeah.
I suppose the person that's first gets the short straw because they, they can't watch anyone. So
Yeah.
let's hope that they do what the composer wants, or what everyone will just copy. So yeah.
Yeah. Imagine. My God. Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Hoyin, for that excellent
Thank you
work.
so
Well
much.
done.
Yeah. Really cool.
And I said this last week, but I'll say it again. Hoyin's our youngest ever WPGer, so she's 19. So congratulations.
Yes. Really cool.
All
Thank you.
right. I think we're going to move to Yu Chen now. Yu Chen.
Hi.
Hey.
And maybe you guys know each other already because you're both in Germany. So I
Not
don't know.
yet.
Maybe.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but now we know each other. Yep.
Great. So maybe, yeah, just tell Vanessa a bit about yourself and the piece, if you would, please.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Yuchen, and I finished my master in Hochschule für Musik Detmold, and then I went to Freiburg for Kunstexamen. So I graduated last November, and yeah, so now I'm trying to stay in Germany and find all the connections that I could find, and tell people that yeah, I'm ready to play projects or concerts, something like this. Yep.
Cool.
And today I will bring my own compositions. It's called War, and basically it's just the imagines from my head, and it's basically 2 parts. The first part is about the sound in the word itself, and the second part is more talking about you have, because the world's really cruel, that maybe people died and something, and some feelings that I just can't do anything about it, and I'm just drinking wine and have this feeling of like sad and regrets feeling. Yep.
Mm. Cool. So when did you write that piece? Is it
I believe it's in 2019.
okay?
Yep. And I mean, maybe it's also probably to bring this topic still, because there are still something bad happening in this time. So
Yeah, of course. Cool.
All right. So we will have a little look at, and this is War, I believe.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
金安在。如今安在。
Cool.
Thank you.
Very good. I like that piece. I have different ideas. I don't know if I should just start or
Yeah, sure.
the first thing is like I was wondering about the two movements, which means two different worlds. No,
Yes.
if you could also like show these two worlds more visual on the stage, like not make here a position and here, but maybe on the opposite side, so actually they don't see each other, or you can decide if one side see the other side and
Yeah.
one is with the back to the other side. But I think it's helpful to also understand the two worlds.
Yeah.
How the position is. Do the instruments have a meaning, like especially in the first movement?
Yes, because actually, because I also write the word myself because I like this Chinese character very much. And for me, it's important I choose bamboo because this plant in Chinese culture is also very representative and very important. And for the Chinese drum, I think because in the ancient time they will play the drum to tell like, okay, let's go forward or let's go back, something like this to send a message.
Mm-hmm.
And also the metal is of course the swords of the knife touching each other. Yep, thing like
Cool.
this.
Yeah. I thought kind of this what you said, but I also thought the two bamboo chimes. Maybe I have too much fantasy, but for me the two bamboo chimes are two armies, and in the middle is the war. And they are, So I was wondering if you could put them also a bit higher.
Yep.
To make this effect a bit more. Yeah, just a bit bigger, like this.
Yeah.
Okay, not only doing it here, but if it's
Also-
possible.
Also for the visual effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I really thought directly of two armies, and they are fighting, and in the middle is the war. And at the very end, you do a really good acting job.
Thank you.
The laughing is what's the meaning of the laughing at the end?
Yeah, I think it's also from my culture because we have a puppet show, and they will use a very theatrical thing to to say everything like, you are from here, or something like this. So I think it's basically saying that, for example, my friends died in the war, and I am also a little bit drunk, and maybe I have some good memories of him or her, but it doesn't, he or she doesn't exist anymore because of the war. And I'm trying to express this sadness, like almost in the crazy level, to give this impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think so. It's more ironic laugh.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not yeah. I think it's a bit more that people see. Is he laughing? Is he crying? What is the emotion? It can be a bit more crazy.
Yeah.
And also the whole second part, I think it could be more. It could have more silence moments, because this part is actually in a calm situation, right? We do this.
Yes.
We drink a wine. We can just sit here doing nothing because there's no noise outside. There's no war outside. There's nothing. So
Yes.
I can decide, do I want to drink? No, I prefer this. I do this. It could be more opposite to the a bigger difference.
Contrast. Yeah.
Yes, contrast, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. What I thought, but it's a really good piece. And do you want to publish it, or you want to?
Yes, if I have chance, I would like to publish it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool. Very good. And the screen with the translation is also in the concert.
No.
No.
Before that, because I didn't think of much to record it. So at the very first recording, the words, it's like you can't see anything on the projector. So I just edited it after. But yeah, if I have a chance to perform it again, then I will think about also the light and also the transition, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have the possibility to light, I would also show the two different stations with different colors or something.
Yes, especially when I go to a different position, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But somehow, I mean, when you are doing the transition while playing, you somehow connect these two worlds, right?
Yes.
That's the idea also, to connect. Okay.
Because I think the first movement, it's the scene of the war, and the second movement, it's after war, like everything is finished, and you just sit in the night and like think of all this thing and your friends, family, something like this. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
I think that's all I wanted to say. I was wondering about the metal, if you also could hang it, so that if it's possible, maybe the sound is more noisy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe it's also harder to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could try it next time.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you, Chen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now. Okay. Next up, we've got Elin. I believe she should be somewhere. Elin. Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
All fine. So, Elin, I didn't know if you could maybe introduce yourself and what you're going to be playing, please.
Yeah, sure. So, hello, my name is Elin Cai, and I'm from Taiwan. And currently, I'm also living in Germany. I used to study also my master degree, also in techno, same as Yichen. And then after I did my postgraduate studies, like doctoral program, and also in the Musikhochschule. And now I'm kind of like a freelancer musician and also teach in some music schools. Yeah, and today I'm going to show the performance, which is a bit special because I did Rhapsody in Blue from George Gershwin. And this performance was my graduate recital for my concert exam. so doctoral program. And this piece was I tried to memorize whole pieces for this is very long, like 20 minutes in memory something. And then I kind of, because this adaptation was based on someone else, like she wrote it's a marimba version, and then I found some difficulty to play, and then I erased some notes again, and I kind of like rearrangement. So I
Okay.
was wonder like what is your opinion about this whole work? But of course we don't have to listen the whole piece; it's too long. Maybe we can
Yeah.
for the beginning and the middle and some ending part.
But you play the version of Adelaide, or
Yes. Her
Okay.
her version, yes.
Right.
But I feel it's very difficult. I kind of like I cannot play all the notes, so I try to find a chord and to see what fit the best. Yeah.
All right, I'll play
Yeah.
various snippets.
Yeah.
Here we go. Vanessa, I'll mute you again. Don't worry.
Oh, oh my gosh. I'm impressed to see it myself. I mean, amazing. That's the most difficult marimba piece I have ever played. Sorry, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, no, it's perfect.
All right.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I also got impressed. Like, oh my god, it's a very difficult piece, and I try to memorize
Yeah.
all 50 minutes. Yeah, and actually, I have ever played this piece before. It's the first time I play through in a live concert. And I
Oh.
never done it again because it's also physically,
So,
stressful.
so the video was the live performance.
It's a live performance.
Ah, I didn't get it. Okay.
Without cutting one take. Yeah, actually it was my graduate recital. And
Okay.
the June
Yeah.
was sitting in front of me. So yes.
Yeah, it's a crazy piece. It's exhausting, isn't it?
This is what
Like
I'm
after.
kind of wondering what's your opinion, because also technically I found she wrote actually the recording you heard, I already erased most of the notes.
Yeah, I know.
feel like sounds already kind of enough, right? She tried to write in like a piano, but we have only 4
Yeah,
steps.
did you hear her playing
It's
the piece?
YouTube one, I think.
No. Adelaide?
Yes, the YouTube video, but I
Okay.
She also play somewhere live, right? I haven't.
Yes. Yeah, she plays. Yeah.
Oh,
And I mean, she comes from the piano, right? She's a really good, kind of perfect pianist as well.
yes.
So she can play this as she wrote. I think she wrote it when she was 16 or 17. So she's like a machine.
Mm.
And also, when you hear her live playing, she doesn't have any wrong note. It's
Wow.
just like,
Crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. But I think it's a lot of discipline.
Definitely.
Practice.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so I think it doesn't have to be your goal or anyone's goal to copy this version. It's an arrangement, so it's also already not a composition. It's just an arrangement. So I think you can do whatever you want to make it more comfortable for you, for your size, for your body, for your everything, right? Because we are all different, and especially with these very hard pieces, we don't have to think that we can do everything what others do, because we are so it is so important, our stature, like our form of body,
Yeah.
you know, how long can we raise our arms, how are our fingers, and all this stuff. So I like what you do, and I like that you just say, I do my version and I skip a few notes because they are maybe not necessary for this moment.
I have to feel comfortable. I mean, when I
Yes,
play first.
of course. You should never be scared on stage.
Right.
This is a piece which has the danger to be scared, no? Before, to have a blackout, you don't hit the notes and all the stuff.
Right.
So if you are good with your version, maybe we can talk, or I would love to go through the piece with you, because I think we can talk a bit about articulation, because now I see you very strong all the time. I don't see you very relaxing and do maybe jazzy phrases, you know. And I think it's also important, I don't know if you did that, to know the orchestration, like who is doing this part, the thriller at the beginning.
I think clarinet.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's, yeah, and I think it's very dirty playing, because they can do it. We can't do that so much on the marimba phone. But if you could add a little bit of this dirty, jazzy playing, it would be great. I mean, it is very hard to hit the notes, to hit the octaves and all the stuff. But I think for the audience, it's more important to see you enjoying the piece. Do you? Do you already enjoy? Yeah.
And
And
at the beginning, no, it was kind of like a try to figure out how to play everything correctly. So I kind of spent this piece. I mean, the version and the performance, it was like I practiced like 3 months, I think 2 months. Yeah, so like every day I try to figure out the score and try to find a sticking something. I also try to listen to the orchestra sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important to find the sound color of the orchestra. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, really good job, and you also need a high level of Ausdauer. What's the name? Sorry. Ausdauer. Like when you're doing sports and you can walk for 1 hour and 2 hours and 3 hours, you know, you need the power to do that, 20 minutes. So take your breaks between the pieces to relax, to take energy, save energy, and then go again to the ending. Because I think if 20 minutes are like, it's also, it's impressive because you play everything very strong, but it's also 20 minutes of the kind of the same energy level. So you can make more waves, I think. And it's also helpful.
There's a slow part team was jumping. So actually, there's a low part.
But I also mean on the powerful part.
On the powerful part, I see.
You don't have to this, you know, all the time with the whole arm. I think it could be have a bit more lightness with not doing always the same. If there's forte or fortissimo, not the same energy. But really good, really good. I'm not so close to this kind of repertoire anymore. I did also this crazy things on my studies in Stuttgart, but I'm not so into it right now. So I'm really impressed what you do. And you said you are also impressed. That's great.
Yeah, I kind of also impressed how she wrote into this adaptation. It's kind of like, it's not arrangement, right? I think she like how to say, technically wrote everything like from
Yeah.
the original piano. So it's like transcription kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she did it on the piano and then she switched to the marimba.
I see. So she already played a piano already, and then she tried to play on a marimba too.
Yeah.
I see.
And for her, everything is very easy. So
she know already very well the piece.
yes, also. Because now you're in Detmold still.
No, actually now I live in Bonn because of the I just moved this year. But I used to study in Detmold for like 4 years.
4 years
Yeah,
ago.
I had my master and also my concert examen. So yes, my professor was Peter Promo.
Yeah.
And the marimba professor was Fumido Nunoya.
Yeah.
Yes, so I was under his class.
Great. And now you said that you're teaching in different schools?
In music school, in the Musikschule. Yes. So now I just moved to Bonn in the beginning of the year. So January.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I'm kind of like a freelancer musician because I already graduate, not student. Yeah.
Yeah.
So mostly teaching. So try to have some maybe gig, something like that.
Yeah. But you want to do a solo stuff, or you also do
Yes.
orchestra and okay.
Actually, mostly my study was focused on solist. Yeah. Right. But sometimes when I have a opportunity, I also play some chance to play chamber music or collaboration with some other musicians.
Right.
Yeah. But many different possibility. I mean, opportunity to try different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Detmold is also smaller city, so I feel now I kind of met also more people, like a new colleague, and then to try to work together to make also a new friendship.
Yeah. Contacts is the most important thing in our
Which city do you live now? Also Stuttgart?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. I'm in Stuttgart. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So I live in Germany. This year is a 5th year already. Time flies. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, time flies. And I also want to stay in Germany if I can find like a stable life, because I feel classical music, or I think for a musician, Europe is much more, how to say, more possibility than in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Yes, to see the different opportunity. But for me, I try to, as a musician, and I try to stay in Europe.
Yeah.
To do my best. Yeah. There's also
Of
many
course.
different, how to say, concerts, events here take place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. Right. Yeah. But currently I don't have a marimba, so I try to save money to buy one.
Yeah.
Because
So
after I
for-
graduate, I don't have chance. To practice much time. In Musikhochschule. Yeah. Since I moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I have instrument access. And
So now you, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have marimba. And now currently the Musikschule I teach, mostly they have only drum sets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
not really keyboard instruments, mallet
And,
instruments.
okay, so you also don't have a studio to practice.
Actually, currently not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
try to
it's hard to find.
rent a place or try to, because marimba is also not, it's expensive
Yes.
instrument. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see, maybe I can find some solution.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's why today the recording was my graduate recital.
Yeah.
So actually, time flies is actually almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
Cool. So you saw it the
yeah,
first
and-
time now again since.
Yes.
Okay, that's always
yes,
cool
yes.
to see a video 2 years later.
To try the different, also now to see a different view, and and because now my mostly my percussion student is also mostly play drum sets. So I also have a different view of music to, how to say, to broaden my mind.
Yeah.
Because back then I mostly study marimba, and because I under my professor's lesson class was marimba class. So I was during my study of master and consecutive exam, I was mostly studying marimba first, mostly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the plan is now to buy a marimba and to perform a marimba solo program, or do you also want to add other instruments, or it's the focus is marimba also? Okay.
I enjoy playing marimba, but also I feel it's important to also put other instruments together. Yeah, because only one instrument I feel is a bit narrow. We have to always open our minds.
Yeah,
So
it's I think so too. But on the other side, a violinist also only plays violin. You know.
Right, but I feel percussion is a bit different, right? I mean,
yeah,
compared to
I know what you mean, but on the same hand, we sometimes say that
because we don't have enough repertoire. There's also last few the season with other masterclass, and some teacher also said because marimba we don't have enough history compared with violin and piano, we still build up the new repertoire. So sometimes we also even have to study the classical repertoire and try to understand marimba, like Debussy, Chopin, or Sibelius. I don't know, just some classical, because I also play piano. My mom is a piano teacher.
Okay.
So piano was actually the first instrument in my life, and that's why I found the connection I like to play the marimba, because I found it's very, I feel the relation between the instruments. But when I play the marimba, I feel like I can see the instrument like when I play the piano. Yes. So I was kind of background was based on the classical training.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you had lessons with your mom as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back then, I mean, but I have also worked with other piano teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's why I feel classical training is also important to reach our approach to the instrument, to the marimba also. Yeah, just a different technique, but the concept is kind of connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was also kind of very inspired when I work on this Rhapsody in Blue, because it's also, as you say, it's like orchestration. I have to analyze which line is which instrument to see the whole view.
Yeah.
And this I still work on because it's longest piece I have ever played, and also I have ever memorized.
Yeah.
I spent like much time because the original score is like 80 page, almost 100 pages. That's why. Yeah, and each page by page, I try to memorize and try to find the connection. I took a lot of time back then.
Yes. Great. No, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, really the most difficult piece I have ever learned. Yeah. So today I was kind of impressed. Wow, I really did a hard work back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Thank you for. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Lynn. Well done.
See you in Germany. If you have a concert, I would like to listen in live, because as you said, live concert is always inspiring. To compare listen with CD, because I enjoy the moment sitting in the audience and together with musician. I enjoy it.
Of course, yeah. Of course, it's,
so keep in touch.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and now we're going to move to Tomasz. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Maybe you guys know it. Do you guys know each other already?
Yeah, we
yeah. It happens.
We met last year, no?
Yeah, and this school year, I believe it was. Yeah, time flies, but it was last year, like 2022.
Yeah.
Cool. So whilst I cue you're going to do your own composition on this one, I believe, if I'm correct.
I wrote that I changed to Azure.
If it's not on the spreadsheet,
I did it on the spreadsheet, or maybe I did it on the one that I can actually edit it. So the old one.
No, that's the incorrect one.
Did you
okay, but we can talk about the tambourine piece as well, if that's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I've queued up. So
okay, because the other one I still didn't have the option to edit it like the last one, so I've just assumed that we go back to the original one. But yeah, that's
I don't know.
Yeah,
everyone else has done it. So
okay,
I don't know.
Another time we will discuss this. But actually, so this will be actually another take on the tambourine piece. I've changed up a few things. So
yeah.
I'm really interested. What can you say again, and maybe we can discuss the idea a little more.
The only other thing, Tomasz, have you done the other piece in another class before?
No, the Azure, no, not yet.
Then no, I can't.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
mnie więcej. Stać mnie na więcej. Stać mnie więcej. Stać mnie na 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 więcej.
Stać mnie na więcej. Stać mnie na więcej. Stać
Cool. Wow, such a trip. No?
Yeah, I think so. How do you like it?
I really like it. I think we met in November, which means like,
Yeah.
I don't know, a few months ago. And
Yeah.
when I told you a few things, I don't remember what I told you and you changed and what you already had. But I think it's like, it's a finished piece you can perform without doubts.
Cool.
Really good.
Thanks. It's
Yeah.
amazing to hear that actually. I'm always so
Yeah.
scared. Like performing this kind of piece is scary on its own. Like exciting for me, but also scary. But also if I did this, like I'm responsible for both sides of this thing. So
You mean the
yeah.
composer side and
And the
the
performer side. So if something's wrong, like I don't have anyone else to blame.
Yeah. No, but it's a really good job. And I also like that you did the keyboard like this,
Yeah, that was one of the things that you suggested, and I
so we
think that
understand. Yeah.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like the idea that you are black and black clothes. And you know, did you have long sleeves? I think.
I think, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the stage, I think it's really good.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
sorry, I
you.
told him everything in November, which I wanted to change. So
Yeah, yeah, but also Elliot suggested one thing when I showed him this, that maybe it could be part of like it could be part one of a two-part piece. Like, do you also think how maybe okay, I will ask another question to better put this. How do you think it's we should connect pieces in a performance? Like, for example, how would I look to put some different pieces? What to look for if I want to put this as part of performance to make it cohesive? Or like, what is your process of just getting the pieces?
I think when I build a program, I first have the idea, the title, and most of the time the story, and I don't have the works I want to play. And then I have a list of 15 works which could fit into this program, or composers I'm interested in. And I don't think that every transition has to be fluent. I do that in my Folie à Deux program, as I think it's good for this hour of music. But we don't have to force doing something between the pieces, like walk with the tambourine to the next stage and play, 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 take the mallets and start the next piece. You know, then it's better. And I don't know. I worked with Georges Apagis, and I connected his piece he wrote for me to another piece, and he was like, "Don't do that. This is a piece, and a piece always has a beginning and an ending, and it's important to have that. Maybe it's the most important thing of the whole, whatever, 7 minutes of music, the beginning and the ending." And I think so too, but I also don't think that we always need this breaks between the pieces, applause, which makes the atmosphere a bit, or just cut the atmosphere.
Yeah, because I feel, especially nowadays, like maybe I'm just looking at very specific part of percussion world, but I feel that most of percussion recitals nowadays are trying to really connect everything so fluently.
Yeah,
And
it's a
like
trend.
this is new hip thing,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was really wondering whether you like it as well or not. So yeah.
No, I think also you can create silence on stage. So it's your job if audience applause or not. If you look at them with your eyes, they will applause. But if you finish this with that and you just move, you don't have to make any acting thing, no sound. It's just 1 minute of silence. Put a tambourine down and start another thing. It's also a transition, right? It's just not a sound or whatever. But I also think, I mean, my mind also changed a lot. So today I say this, tomorrow I say something completely different. But for now, I think if we make this really serious music, which your tambourine piece is like serious in a like it's exhausting for the audience. I mean, you know, like one contemporary piece after the other. I think it's also good for the audience if they have the chance to clap one time and not make this too much tension. It's also not good. So I think it depends. It depends what you play. It depends of the story you want to say. I just prefer in general to tell a story and not just play the top 10 pieces of our repertoire and play it as fast as possible, as fast as possible. And yeah,
Yeah.
this is more interesting for me.
Yeah,
But
that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, did you say Assur?
Yeah, by Emil.
And I don't know. Do you have questions to the composer as he is in the room next?
Well, I mean, I didn't have a chance to play for him, but I've met him, so I'm not sure if I have special questions. Like he wrote also quite a bit about this.
Yeah.
But
Tomasz,
yeah.
I can try and share a screen if you can send me a link.
Yeah.
I can try it, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it will work.
Yeah, let's just try even a little quick bit.
But maybe it's not bad to that Emil listens to it as well, or did you play it to him
Sure.
already? Yeah.
I haven't. I didn't have the opportunity, so.
Okay. So if that works, we can take a few minutes if you want.
Sure. Okay. Let me see. It might not be the best quality, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I do my best. Okay. All right. I never tried this before, so I don't. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Hi, Tomasz.
Hi, hello.
Hey, sorry, I had you muted there. Sorry. Welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Tim.
Hi. Thanks for joining us. This is
Yeah, I didn't know either,
surprise.
but it's nice. Yeah. Okay. I will say a couple of things and then I will leave you. Thank
Sure.
you. It's really nice. I didn't know that you play my piece.
Neither did I.
I really like your performance and your version because it's really transparent and really clear. I
Okay.
think this piece, aesthetically and in the writing and the composition, it's not that complicated. There are not many intellectual layers that you have to think about, and it's uh, quite pragmatic actually in the composition. And you did it really well. I think you grew it very nice, and you play really accurate. Um, and I really like also you leave the space to the tape when it has to. So I was really impressed by your performance, and so congrats. I want to ask, did you record yourself, or how did it happen? Or
Oh yeah, that's actually because it was in our concert hall in our university, and the only way to get there is either big concertos like orchestra, and basically as a soloist, there's no way to get in there. But every few weeks there are recording sessions from recording apartment, and you can ask them to record yourself. So I get like one take or something, and that was it because I just wanted to record on the big stage. So actually, the audio side was done by the recording students.
but it's very good done. It's very transparent, and also you do a lot of almost everything in the text in a dynamic range, and so really good job. And we feel that you have a kind of groovy music background that like it's not forced groove. It's really natural and it's really cool.
Great.
So if you have questions or remarks, just let me know.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So see you next time.
See you next time, definitely. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hello again.
Hello again. That was very unexpected.
Yeah,
But amazing.
cool. But I didn't hear everything because Emil had the in-ears in, but
Yeah.
I heard a little bit. It was very loud, and I saw you, and I also think it's
Okay.
really good performance.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
we deserve.
Yeah, but
All
yeah.
right. So, So
that was a crazy
a
one.
rather ad hoc session there, but that's absolutely fine. That's what we like. Thank you, Tomasz.
Thank you so
As
much.
ever.
Thank you.
And I apologise to everyone watching. I did get your text, but it was buried in amongst about 100 others. So
No,
I apologise.
I'm sorry. Also, I should use the new spreadsheet. Like that's obviously like,
It's fine.
but now it will work. Yeah.
We're good. We're good. All right. Nice one. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. And finally, we've got Megan on screen. Hey, Megan.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Great. Do you want to just, as ever, introduce yourself quickly and talk about Rooted?
So yeah, I'm Megan. I live in Texas right now. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I just graduated from the University of North Texas with my bachelor's in music ed, but I'm really hoping to play some more contemporary repertoire, and so I'll be doing this for now. And I have a pretty strong rudimental background with like American rudimental drumming. So I had the opportunity to play this piece, Rooted by Brian Bloom, which is kind of like a mix of a concert, orchestra, and rudimental style with some electronics. And so it was a really cool piece. It was a great opportunity, but I would love to hear anything you have to say about it.
Cool.
All right. Here we go. This is actually the WPG commission. I think it was it the second one? I think Caleb's was the first, and then this was the second one. So from Brian Bloom. So this is a first for WPG in terms of a snare drum solo. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Very cool. I think you did a great job with the piece. I think you have a really good technique. So I see that you did a lot of marching stuff and you're really comfortable with these two sticks in your hand, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that. It's good. At the beginning, you said like a snare drum concerto or something between a duo with the tape and a solo. I think so too. I think it's not always clear. For example, at the beginning, or let's say in general, I think you could do a bigger range of dynamics. So if there is a forte, I think you can give a bit more, make it more surprise. And the beginning could, for me personally, could be softer and more be one sound with the tape and not have the snare drum as a extra instrument. I mean, the tape is completely different. It's a different sound and a different style. But I would love if you could, like the first, I have the score here. I don't know. I would say until you change to the muted drum, to the snares off drum, you could play a bit lighter for me.
Okay.
Because
for
you can
sure.
do it, you have the technique of doing pianissimo things. So this was one idea, and I also thought if it's possible to use different sticks on the different snares, or in general to use different sticks, because for me now it was always something between piano and meno forte. And I think with different sticks you could also give a different color. You don't have to make a big show with 20 pairs of sticks now, and
Right.
but maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3. Also to have at letter B when you go to the snares off. The first forte, I think, in the piece, maybe bigger ones to have really more belly on this place.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I didn't think of doing that just because at the very end it changes back and forth so fast, but I definitely would have time for that at the beginning. So
Yeah, just if you have
totally.
time, exactly, yeah. And the glockenspiel part is very hard, isn't it? Because you have many breaks, pause.
Yes.
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're doing a really good job. I don't know if you want to separate. I mean, for now the video was all the 3 instruments. For a stage, I could also imagine to separate the glockenspiel a little bit to see it as a different part. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know the story of the piece, but I think it would be just visually nicer that you're not doing like a cook, here are the noodles, the pasta, and here's this, and I do everything a little bit to separate it more, not this line.
Definitely.
But very good, really. I
you.
think I have nothing to say about the snare things you're doing. It was just a sound thing. I thought you could open a new world with more dynamic and maybe different sticks. But let me see what I... No, that's it. The only things I wanted to say.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It was really nice to meet you too. Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
All right. So I didn't know if you got like a couple of minutes just to bring everyone on, if anyone's just got any sort of last parting questions.
Sure.
So let's bring a few people on. All right. Anyone, any questions at all that you'd like to ask? Yeah, Hoyin, go for it.
I actually wanted to ask a question about curating programs, but I think you've got that covered with Tomasz. So I would like to actually ask how you came up with the entire concept for your program Folie à Deux, because when I watched it, it was really effective and I really loved the overall flow and the gist of the entire program. So what are your insights or concepts behind the creation of this program?
You mean especially of this program you saw, or in general about?
I guess in general, and also about Folie à Deux specifically. Thank you.
It's a good question, and I think it's the same than composing, writing a song. Like sometimes you have it in 1 week, as there are just 100 ideas in your head, and sometimes there's a lot of silence, and you're also in your studio, and you don't find the sound you want to create. and you don't know the pieces you want to have, you don't find composers, and so on. So sometimes it is really not a big thing, and it just happens. Like my program before Folia de, I composed 10 sound installations, and it was just done in 2 weeks, and it was crazy. And for one other piece, I'm still sitting on that and doing that. So in general, I would say the ideas come and go, and you select in your head first maybe topics you are interested in. That's what I do. So I think about topics, and they don't have to be politically or something really important we have to tell. We are also only musicians, and we are not someone who always have to talk about things happens outside. This is also sometimes I think a mistake. So sometimes people think that we always have to have a very important message to them. And I think if you are interested in a red, I don't know, sofa, make a program about a red sofa, for example. It just has to have a story, I think, and you have to understand the story. And at the second thing, you have to think if you want to tell the story to your audience, or if you want to keep it secretly for you. This is the concept, but it's not for the audience. And then find composers. I mean, it's a lot of work on the computer. It's also not that I just find them in my head. I really look for compositions for body and movement, or whatever comes in your sense. And also different composers, and check their lists on works. You can work on that for 2 weeks just to collect pieces. And then, I don't know, like you tell a story. If you want to begin with a very strong rah, then you choose this piece for the beginning and you make like a fade out for the end. It absolutely depends what you want to say, but I think this is the order or the things I do. So one after the other.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Megan, go for it.
I also had one more question about your recording of La Coracor. Is awesome. I think it's like an amazing recording. I've thought about learning that piece, and so I was just wondering, when you have a project like that is so different, and you have those like simultaneous responsibilities of like talking and playing and everything, like how did you start learning that piece? Like, what did you tackle first? What order did you go in, I guess, to put it together?
I don't remember what I did first. Like I looked for a professional tombak player, as in Stuttgart my teachers couldn't play, of course. So I found one in Germany, in Mannheim, who showed me a few skills. I mean, if you see the traditional players, it's really like embarrassing what I'm doing, because they are just crazy with their fingers. So I have a few skills, and then I don't know, as you learn every new thing, just step by step, only this. I couldn't do this, for example. So I did this while I was walking, and then the next finger and the next finger. So it was not the work, especially at my studio, for 7 hours, It was just like in between I did all these practice things. And voice thing was even harder, as I wasn't used to do that so fast, all these things. So I went to how do you say that in Germany? It's Sprecher, which only means speaker, someone who is professional with podcast speaking, doing these things. Yeah, I went to him and I learned a few skills, which is easier with the tongue here, which is easier here, which sounds better there. Yeah, just to get some input and then do your own thing, and then go again to this person and just improve on that. Yeah, but you really have to have a lot of motivation for these pieces, because it's really something completely different. It doesn't have to do anything with what you did before. So yeah, because sometimes now I have also a student playing Le Coeur, and he says that he watched all the skills on YouTube. And I mean, I'm not so old, right? But I think if you really want to learn an instrument, I think you shouldn't go ahead with YouTube. You should really go to a person who touches your fingers and shows you the pressure of what you have to do and stuff. Yeah, that was the way, and then bring it together and memorize in the best case. I think all theatrical pieces and performance pieces should be memorized. Should be memorized if possible.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Yuchen.
Yeah, I think it combines to the two artists here. They brought up this question, like Hoyin says, this story thing, like you have to tell something like right now in this time, and like Thomas said, yeah, right now the concerts are forced to be connected. Every piece is something, and I also found something if you want to apply for concert that they are telling you to, yeah, we are, of course, I think it's also clear to have a special topic, like we want new pieces or something like this, but is it for you also in a way to restrict in a frame?
I don't think so. I told Thomas all these things last year, but I think in every book you read has a title, and the book has 300 pages, and it's still colorful, and there are many stories, but it just has one title which says this is the basement of the book. And the opera has a title. Every song has a title, you know? So I think it's, for me, it's nicer to go on a concert which is not percussion solo, but which says some title. But I don't think that the title has to be always on the focus of the program, because then we would be in a little bubble and it would be hard.
Yes.
But I think to tell a story about that, jump out, jump in is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And
also for the orientation.
Yeah. And what about you just said the sorry.
Go ahead.
You said something, the one piece doesn't have to always to tell something. Is that what you said? Forced to tell something.
No. Did I say that? No. I meant that we as musicians should not have the job to always bring a big message to the audience. But I think a piece, at least the composer should have a story about that. Even if the story is, you know, I was just in my living room and I was on the sofa and I had this crazy melody in my head. That's my story. And now this melody is here. It's not because of a woman. It's not because of my died grandpa. It's not because of whatever. It's just I was there and had the melody in my head. But I think something should be there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So I think we've pretty much run out. Oh, I have one question for you. How's your table tennis and pool skills these days?
I'm not sure if I'm better or worse than last time. But you're right. That was the main thing of the travel now.
Yeah. Everyone that does the tour will quickly realize that playing is important, but not as paramount as sports. So.
Yes, exactly.
Very good, very good. All right, Vanessa. Well, it's been great to catch up with you, and good to see your career flourishing as well. So congratulations on that. And on behalf of everyone, I will end the stream. Next week, same time, same place, or slightly earlier, technically, 5 to 7 UK time. We will have Liu here just to give his advice to a few of the guys. So catch us then. Until then, goodbye. Thank you, Vanessa.